there was a mass shooting that happened in New York this week.
Yeah.
And I was a little taken aback by the governor and the mayor of New York and some of the things that they were saying. And you know, sometimes I can be in my feelings.
Sometimes we can be in our feelings.
Sometimes I can be in my feelings.
Yeah.
And so I just want, you know, so I won't be all in my feelings.
Yeah.
I want the public to hear this, and then we can have a conversation about it. All right. So you all take a look at this.
And we are sick and tired of reading headlines about crime, whether they're mass shootings or the loss of a teenage girl or a 13-year-old. It has to stop.
Okay, now, so, you know, there's a motto that says, if you keep doing the same thing, you are going to get the same result.
That's right.
And what I don't understand is why is it that they keep doing the same thing and they thinking that something is going to change?
Come on, come on.
Because I'm sick of reading the headlines about crimes too, okay?
Yeah.
But when you got bail reform, where you just slapping criminals on the wrist and letting them out, maybe that's the reason why there's high crimes. When you want to defund the police, and then you put these mandates in place, and police are quitting all over the place because they being demonized. These are the kind of things that happens in our country.
That's right.
You fix the system for criminals, and law-abiding citizens is getting hurt.
That's right.
You see what I'm
talking about? It seems like to me she's gaslighting everyone, okay? Because she's not talking about the policies that they have in place.
That's right. They soft on crime, but they want to curb the crime.
Come on.
They want the crime to end. But they not protecting the citizens. But you show protecting these criminals. And then they want to bring up gun control. Because every time there's a mass shooting, you hear them talking about what?
Gun control.
Gun control. But my theory is this. Why?
Why?
Because why would you take and demonize law-abiding citizens, but you let the criminals off? Because the criminals gonna walk around here with a gun.
That's right. Especially if you keep creating a revolving door for the criminals to come in after they commit a crime and then get out the same day.
That's a problem.
Hey, that's a problem.
And then you want to say, oh, it's because of COVID with all of the crime. Well, why don't you let people go back to work and stop mandating them to do this and do that?
That's
if it's because of the crime.
That's right.
That's what I have to say about that. And then you said, they stated, this was not a terrorist attack. I'm sorry. Anybody that go get some grenades, okay, and go get some bullets and a gun, and just start shooting up people and throwing smoke in there to decrease the visibility and start shooting people, that looked like that somebody is terrorizing the citizens.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
Now, if this was a white man, they will call this white supremacy.
White supremacy.
So I wonder, because this is an alleged black man, is this black supremacy?
Is it?
You'll see what I'm talking about.
I see what you're talking about.
You see what I'm talking about. See, I just like to call out the hypocrisy on the left.
Yeah.
And see, it seems to me, Silk, I can have an opinion.
You can have an opinion.
That they're trying to make black criminals the protected class. They don't want to call them terrorists.
Right.
What you want to try to do is give them a slap on the wrist.
On the wrist.
And then you want to put the word mental illness. But it wasn't mental illness when they went and got the grenades.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't mental illness when they went and got the guns.
No, it wasn't.
You see what I'm talking about, still? And then the law-abiding citizens seem to get blamed for everything.
For everything.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. In my humble opinion, this alleged shooter was not a victim. This is what looks like a criminal to me.
A criminal.
I got to be honest about this here.
That's right. But if it wasn't did under a federal guideline, do you know if it was just state, they would let him out of jail?
What?
Yes.
Really?
According to the bail reform laws and rules that they have in place.
Now, the mayor say, we want to protect the citizens in these cities.
That's what he said.
Well, how you going to do it, bringing in social workers? Because that ain't going to cut it. Because some people got shot. Some people got hurt. So people will never forget this. So how is social workers go help all this here?
Go help. But now they want to flood the subway. They want to flood that with officers.
Well, they should have been flooding it with officers. And then I was taken aback when I heard there was no cameras. It just, I'm baffled.
Wait. I believe there was cameras, but they wasn't working.
They weren't working. I am so baffled.
Yeah.
With 9/11 happening and other things happening, that subway should be protected.
Should be protected.
Because there's too many people going in and out of there.
That's right. You know, with all of the money that New York get, they cannot keep the cameras on, keep the cameras working.
Come on.
That don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense to me. Okay, so it looks like that they captured this alleged shooter.
Okay.
And I have to allege it because I got to make sure we all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we got to protect ourselves.
Now, this alleged shooter committed the worst crime on a New York subway in 40 years, according to the New York Times. Okay. Now, this alleged shooter spreaded hate speech on Facebook, spreaded hate speech on YouTube. Now, I'm reminded when they thought it was some white supremacy going on Parler and Gab, they took them down, didn't they?
Took them right on down.
But YouTube and Facebook is still standing. And this man, this here alleged shooter, has been spreading hate and all kinds of things for years. See, they'll go after you and me because they say, oh, we putting out a little misinformation. But ain't nobody looked at. See, because the focus is on conservatives. The focus is on white supremacists. Well, in my humble opinion, what about this black supremacist?
That's right. What about?
Why didn't Facebook or YouTube stop this or stop this man for spreading all of this type of hate?
Why didn't Facebook fact check them?
Come on. Because you fact check everything else. You fact check everybody else. So I wanted to break down the hypocrisy that I see. Here, Silk, because I think that this is wrong. But I think that the public need to really pay attention. To who's being targeted in this country.
That's right.
And the people that's being targeted in this country, you want to deem them as white supremacists.
As white supremacists and domestic terrorists.
Come on, girl, that kind of stuff.
And domestic terrorists.
Let me tell you something. Ooh. If this man, if what they're saying is true, I'm sorry. He don't need to be walking among the living.
No.
When you want to eradicate the living, you don't need to be amongst the living. Lock him up, and I really don't give a darn if they throw away the key.
Come on.
That's just what I think, okay? So you have Biden, he wants to now blame Putin for all of the price hikes. Take a look at this.
I'm doing everything within my power by executive orders to bring down the price and address the Putin price hike. In fact, we've already made progress since March inflation data was collected. Your family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war and commits genocide in half a world away.
Now, I want to know who the real dictator is. Who the real dictator is. Now, this is what we call a 52 fake out. You all.
It's like a
and this here, listen, the subliminal messaging is Putin's price hike. They put that in the media. They keep feeding it to you, and y'all blaming Putin. No. Joe Biden or Joe Rubberneck Biden, whatever your name is. No. We got to blame you.
That's right.
Because from day one, since you took office, everything good that President Trump did for America, you put in executive orders to cancel it. And now we have high gas prices. We have high food costs. We couldn't get our things from the port because of you. Don't blame Putin.
Don't blame Putin.
Blame yourself because you the one got us in all of this mess. And that's why we don't go along with what you say.
And that's one thing that they love to do. Him and the Democrats, they love to blame others. And I think that this administration should be named Pass the Buck and Kick the Can Down the Road.
Oh, I agree.